everybody. Welcome to the Carry Yarn podcast. We're coming to you from the surface of the sun. It is that here. 105. Today, I think yesterday was 110. Where I live.
We're having a heat wave.
Yes. It's bad.
Which is not fun.
I know. We're spoiled with our weather usually. So right now we're a little complainy, but that's okay. Air conditioning.
We're not wearing anything knitwear right now.
Oh, no. It's like t-shirts and shorts and bare feet.
Exactly what I'm wearing. Okay.
So let's see your shirt real quick because it's super cute, your t-shirt. It's from
the Knitting Bee.
The Knitting
in Pacifica, right? So that's like an hour away from us, up north towards San Francisco. I had never been there before, and the owner there, she's a really nice lady, and went like a month ago, maybe.
Right, without
more. Right, went like a month ago, and I was looking for, I think just for fun, nothing in particular.
Right.
Never been there. And she was really sweet. She dyes her own yarn too. And actually I went there looking for sock yarn for sock yarn. And she was so sweet. When I checked out, she gave me this t-shirt.
Just like for free?
Yeah, because we have a podcast and we were just talking and stuff. She's really nice. And she gave some swag to my friend and I. And my friend got a t-shirt too. Lisa.
Nice.
And she gave me like stitch marker and needle gauge, like a wooden one that has a Knitting Bee on it. Her logo's really cute.
I really like
So she's like, you want to wear some free swag even though you work at Yarn Shop Santa Cruz?
Yes, thank you.
She's like, we're not in competition. I was like, yes, totally. So
that's
we're
cool.
in different towns for sure. So.
Yay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's sweet, and I love the color.
I love the color. It looks really good on you.
Thanks.
So
that's what I'm wearing.
Knitting related. That's it.
Yep. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the sock machine.
Yes, this is our exciting sock machine episode.
Yes. But first, I have something to show you.
I know. Okay.
And I haven't seen yet.
I'm excited.
I haven't looked. So these are our podcast cookies, you guys, from one of my best friends who has her company is Henhouse Cookie Co. And you can find her on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can DM her.
We've talked about her before. She is amazing. Yeah. Super talented.
I'm scared to look. I gotta face it your way so we can both see at the same time. Okay. So she made us podcast cookies, and I gotta angle the box.
Okay.
They did not peek before. Okay, I just picked them up like half hour ago. Okay, I'm not looking. So they're individually wrapped. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Oh, she did it in our writing.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
Oh, that's cute. Her lettering is so good. Okay.
I know, her lettering is like,
oh my God.
Perfect.
You're going to flip out.
Okay. Am I?
You're going to flip out. I can only see it through bubble wrap.
I scream, I'm sorry.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
I can already see it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. She did it so.
Isn't that crazy?
Perfect. Even the colors.
God. I know. She is incredible. Oh my God.
That is beautiful.
So good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's that bad boy.
Okay.
That's the one we're not eating.
Okay. We have to like put it in a shadow box or something like that.
Totally. Look at how cute.
Oh, it's the license plate.
Which stands for?
Follow Carry Yarn Podcast.
Yeah. Cute. I love the old license plate.
I know. Those are awesome.
Okay. Here's our yarn balls.
There's the purple one.
Here, I'll try to. Should I take it out? You gotta. Let's see. We have 2. Can you see it with the plastic wrap on it? I'm like scared to take it out.
You can.
See how it's got lines? Yeah, you can see it now. So there's our yarn balls that are thrown outside our car.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, here is. Okay.
We
That's what
we have not said that yet, but that's been like trying to like, that's our catchphrase between me and you.
Yep.
So,
and then
outlaw cow.
Right. And then here's you.
I didn't swatch. Yes, that's me.
And look, okay, I just figured out what that is.
I love it so much.
Okay, at first I couldn't figure it out. Okay, this is you and your curly hair. It's your silhouette.
Oh, it's my silhouette in the back.
Can you see that?
Oh my God, that is so beautifully.
So it's like a bubble. You're saying that.
Yes, it's like a, oh my God.
And then this is me. At first I'm like, I'm not sure what that is. But that's me. That's my straight hair.
Yes.
Saying that. So those are our little quotes. We say. Isn't that awesome?
That is so awesome. You got it so well. That is awesome.
Oh my gosh. I can't eat any of those.
I know.
I was totally planning on eating one.
I don't know if you could put it in a shadow box. Can you put those in a shadow box?
You can. We can maybe shellac it, but she has saved cookies for a long time. I gotta look at this one again.
Yeah.
Look at the silver. I can even see our hair. I can even see our, oh my God. I can even see our hair in there.
I know. That is
so rad.
I am so excited. I wish I could be over there, like, holding them and looking at them.
You will be soon.
I know. Soon.
Hopefully. Anyways. These are going somewhere safe where my child won't find them and try and eat them.
He'd probably be like, ew, these don't taste good.
No, he's had her cookies more than once. He likes them.
Okay. Do they taste
He's in the other room with headphones on, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Now on to our Sock-to-pod.
Yes.
That's what I'm calling it. Sock-to-pod.
Okay.
Sock-to-pod. Okay, so we are talking about cranking socks from a Erlbacher Gerhardt machine that is a replica from the early 1900s that originated in, this machine was made in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's other machines that were made in Canada. Laguerre brand was made in Canada. I'm not sure when. That's a really nice machine from what I've seen. I've never seen one in person though.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other brands that I'm not familiar with that are from Europe, I'm sure. But this one is a replica of the one that was made in America. And they are in Missouri. I think they're very close to the Mississippi River, what it looks like on the map where they make this. And so the guy is named Pee Wee Erlbacher. Really? Yeah, this is his nickname, Pee Wee. And I believe he's passed away now, not too long. But he is the one who replicated this machine. So to my knowledge, this is what happened when during the war. So they would give women machines, right? The United States, the government would give them machines and the wool to crank socks.
Oh, I didn't
for the
know
war.
This.
Yeah. So they said if you crank 30 pairs of socks in 90 days, you get to keep your machine.
Wow.
So they had to learn how to do it. And, you know, of course they wanted to keep their machine because you couldn't just buy socks. And so they got their cranking done and the machine was theirs. And then they could buy wool and make socks for their family too.
Wow.
But each woman put out at least 30 pairs of socks, and it avoided foot rot because this was the war where they were in the trenches, right?
So this is War One or Two?
This is World War One.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they were it was when they were in trenches. The trenches were wet and they got foot rot, and the only way to keep that from happening was to be changing their socks.
Right.
More than once a day sometimes, and they didn't have enough socks to do that, and wool was what kept this. If your feet are gone and you're a soldier, like, you're toast.
You're right.
You can't function.
Right.
Oh, and I believe the saying "knit your bit" was wrapped up into this, and this was wrapped up in hand knitting too, I believe.
Right.
But
yeah.
I'm not like
I'm
not like a historian like you are.
Yeah.
But I'm not a knitting historian, but this is what I know to my knowledge.
Right.
So if there's any corrections, feel free to comment down below.
But no, knit your bit, I think, was World War II.
Okay.
And that was a British saying, knit your bit.
Was it? I thought it was American.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll check
right here, and then I will do a little thing right here, so I will look it up.
Right. What I like about us is we give you guys research, so. Right. So knit your bit was for the military as well, and so we don't know which military it was. Terry and I haven't decided yet. And
we make shit up.
Pretty much. So anyway, so this is neat to have a piece of machine that was from past history. And they've improved on it too. There's improvements. I don't even know exactly what. I've only had mine for 2 months. And I don't even get to work on it all the time. So, but I'm getting to know it, and I love it. Huh?
You're a busy mama. That's why. Yeah.
But, there'll be times I go a week or without cranking or more, but that's not my favorite. I love to do it. And so I will show you just a couple pairs.
Now, before you start showing those, I wanted to make like a little comment about machine knitting.
Yes.
This is my opinion.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's yours, but this is my opinion. From what I see, because I haven't cranked any socks yet, but from what I've seen you do and what other people have done, is that you have to already know how to knit to be able to finish the sock. You have to know kind of like the anatomy of the sock. So when people say, well, that's cheating to knit your socks that way, that's not hand knitting, I would say it's a different type of hand knitting, because you kind of already have to know how the sock is put together. And like a person who doesn't know how to knit wouldn't know how to do that. You don't necessarily have to know how to knit a sock, but I think you have to know how to knit so that you can do the Kitchener close at the end and to know where to put in. You have to know about the terms like putting in the sock heel and the cuff and all that stuff. You already have to know that, or else you can't do it. You would have to know. Right, or you have to learn as you go. So yeah, I know what you're saying. There's people who are, I was probably one of those people in the beginning. When I first saw a flatbed knitting machine, I was like, what is that? Like, and I was newer to hand knitting then. And I was like, somebody brought one to like a knit thing, and I just found it very annoying because it was loud, and she's like, and we were all hand knitting, and I was like, lady, what are you doing? Of course, I didn't say anything. But it's loud. Yeah, so it was like, I don't get it. Like, why is she using a machine? But it was a hand pushy machine. That might even been an automatic. They have flatbed machines that have automatic that go turn it on and it goes, obviously, because they make our clothes, right? Right. Like our clothes we buy at the store. So, some people have like whatever, I don't know what you call it, a prejudice against
machine knitting.
Right.
Is that the word you use? I don't know.
They have an opinion.
Strong opinion, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if it's necessarily wrong. I just think that they think that it's not true knitting, I guess. But
So
if you have a size 13 foot dad, like my dad is size 13 foot. I'm never going to knit him socks.
Never getting a sock from you.
He's never
Let
getting
alone a pair.
So eventually, because my goal is to buy a sock machine, he will get socks from me if I can crank it.
Right.
Sock. Because, and for him, I really do want to do that because he's got diabetes, and that would be really nice for him to have some really nice socks and stuff like that for his feet and stuff. So, but he's never, otherwise he won't. My husband barely gets socks for me, and he's has smaller feet. So,
yeah.
So,
Totally.
size 13,
So,
they're skis. I mean,
skis, right?
poor man.
That's funny.
Anyway.
So to answer your question, or to add to what you're saying, yes, it helps you, like, because I'm obviously a hand knitter, right? We're hand knitters. So it helps me in learning. I'm learning the machine faster than if somebody hadn't been a hand knitter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know how to fix the stitches, even though you do it in a different way. I know the full anatomy of a sock. I know the full anatomy of knit stitches, purl stitches, whatever.
Right.
Everything like that. So obviously it makes more sense to me.
Right. The learning curve is shorter. Or
right. The curve. Yeah. Right. So it's flattening the curve of learning. Right. It's not as steep. So I'm staring over here because I'm looking at my sock machine. It helps, okay? But that being said, somebody could teach you and you can learn to do it without ever having hand knit too. But it's not like you turn the machine on and this thing makes you a pair of socks. Like, you have to do it. You have to manipulate it. You have to know what you're doing. Right. So it's not, and if somebody, a lot of, I don't know how many of them, but I would say probably most of the hand dyers, the indie dyers, a lot of them, if they don't have a sock machine, they want one because they can knit up their samples and everything and see how their stripes are coming out and everything. Right. Yeah, there's people that knit tubes for people that are just straight up sock tubes, and then you can add your toes and heels and cuffs. Right. But I'm learning to make whole socks on the machine. So this is a pair I made from Gauge Dye Works. That's her hand dyed. It's called Daily Eggs is the colorway. And this came out rad right here. This is just by chance that it pretty much looks perfect, or the heel is like one color. Right? Yeah. It doesn't always happen that way when you're cranking. I have a picot edge here. That's the top, a hung hem, picot edge. And there's that. And then the toe is grafted, so it's Kitchener stitch. So there is no, can't see that angle, but there is no line. Right. Like where the toe is grafted. It's not at this point, like when you hand knit.
It's not at the tip of your toe. It's at the top of your toe. Like, these are your toes.
Right.
Right here.
Yeah, it's basically, or it can be on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So on the sample that I cranked with the witchy socks, the Halloween socks that I cranked, which is a video you guys are going to watch later or can watch. I'm
going to put it at the end of this episode.
I'm doing the toes on the back. So they're underneath. And I heard that it makes your makes the line of your self-striping yarn come, so it keeps going, then it comes under here. So the two pieces that work together meet here. So it hides that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes it a one solid fluid line.
Right, instead of stopping here.
So the striping doesn't break. It's like it goes all the way underfoot.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a tip I learned. There is a, let's call it a website. There's a thing called Sock TV, and you subscribe to it, and she teaches you how to make socks. So I watch her videos. It's $10 a month, and they have like, I think close to 200 videos. And she's awesome. She okay. So anyway, here's my other pair. These ones are longer.
Now, do you like the longer leg?
I like to get all my stripes in. I like to get my colors in.
Right.
I'm playing with how long I want it. I probably kind of prefer this length. This is like, from the hem, it's like 90 rows to where I start the heel. Mm-hmm. This is probably 100. So I think 100 is too long for me. But I'm getting my whole, like, from here to here, what's the length, and all that stuff.
You're perfecting your sizing for yourself.
For myself, yes.
Right.
And, yeah, it's fun. This is also gauge.
Can we see the picot edging and stuff a little bit better? Mm-hmm. Now that you said that it's done, like it does, the machine does that, right?
Well, I do it. So the machine doesn't do really, I don't know how to explain that.
You do it. I mean.
Right. So I cast on, and you'll see because it's in the video.
Right.
But I like make a hole by knitting two together. So I manually take a hook and knit two together. And then it makes a hole. And then I pick up this part and I manually hang it. Mm-hmm. And then it folds over and makes a picot edge. And you'll see that in the video. Mm-hmm. You guys will see. I do a sock for you guys from beginning to end. The only thing you don't see me do is graft it, which is not interesting as far as like the sock machine goes. There's YouTube videos on how to do that.
Right.
So this is so people can see and get interested and see what a sock machine is. Not a tutorial how to make socks, because I'm too new to do that for you guys.
Right. Well, I'm interested.
Right. I know. I can't wait till you get your machine. Till you get one.
I totally want one.
It's so fun. I mean, there's some people who can make, like, that's not me yet, but can make socks in an hour. A pair.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
That is. That's crazy.
And there's so much more to it. Like, this is just the basic sock, you know? I have a ribber.
Lines in them and stuff like that? You could if you wanted to?
You can do lace. You can do cabling, which I don't see myself ever doing cabling. I'd rather hand cable. Right. I can see myself doing some lace. Seems like it would be easier. But they have some patterns. They're not exactly like super readily available, but there are some pattern books. I don't have one. I did get a pattern book on hems. So I have one that has like about 30 different kinds of hems to do. Right. So I'll learn that. And there's ribber. So I have a ribber. I can do ribbing. So I will learn how to wherever I want it. So soon I'll learn. My next step after I perfect my sizing, it will be learning how to do a rib sock.
Like a ribbed cuff as well?
Yep, I can do a rib cuff, and then you take the ribber off, and then you can do stockinette, or you can do ribbing all the way down, or just have ribbing on top. You can do whatever you want.
That's cool.
You can do a whole rib sock, which I probably wouldn't do because I don't want to step on ribbing.
Right.
Not really so much. So that's what I'll do. And then, you know, you can do sizing for your family.
Yes.
Too. And there's different size cylinders and all that. So.
And that uses the different sizes of the sock circumference. Like, so yours is what, 60 stitches, you said?
I use 60 for mine. I have the lady at Erlbacher, Kim, she said that 60 and 72 are the most used cylinder size. So I got a 72 for men's socks and a 72 for ribbing, so I can do that. Mm-hmm. I did have Jax try, my son, a pair on of these, and they kind of like fit like a little bit. Well, he's 7, but they kind of like, it wasn't ridiculous, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like I might be able to get away with a 60 cylinder for him, but I'm not sure. Other than that, I would have to buy a 54, right, a smaller cylinder. And they're pricey. They're not cheap. A couple $100 for a cylinder.
Well, but I think you did good getting the 72 because he's going to get older. Obviously.
Kids do that, right? And he's going to be probably like 6'4". Huh.
Oh, you think so? Oh my gosh.
If it goes by like what the doctor said, yeah, he'll be like 6'4", possibly.
Now, how tall is your husband?
6'2".
Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I definitely did like the 60 cylinder ribber with ribbing, which squeezes in, right? That would fit him, I think.
Right.
So I'll experiment because I do want to make socks for Christmas. Socks for the family.
That's fun.
And then also something interesting you mentioned, because you said your dad has diabetes. Mm-hmm. So they have Lycra you can buy, which I did get a spool of it. Mm-hmm. And you knit your socks with holding your yarn and Lycra together. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that has a little bit of a learning curve, but it's pretty much doing the same thing. So you can make compression socks for people who have diabetes, which will help their feet and stuff.
Totally.
And some people, people do it not just because they have diabetes, but they just like, some people will just hold it in their foot, like the Lycra with the foot. Right. They like snugger there or something, or whatever. Right. I got it just to play with and see if it works good. Like
how difficult it is to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Lycra's cheap and probably last you a while. And also I think like if I did that for my son with the 60 and did ribbing and then did Lycra like here, I think they would definitely fit well.
Yeah, totally.
So fun. And then yeah.
And I think like because kids grow, that you won't be like, oh my gosh, it took me like 2 weeks to make those socks. And now you're out of them, like a couple months later. Right? So this will be like, it took me like a day to make those socks. It's not that big of a deal if you grow out of them.
Right. It doesn't feel so bad, right?
Yeah. But you are, if he's going to be 6'4", because that's how tall my dad is. Like if he's going to be 6'4", you're going to need that thing to make him size 13.
He's going to have ski feet.
Yeah. My dad's a pretty tall guy, so.
Wow. That makes sense. So it'll be good in the long run.
Yeah. In the long run, you'll be able to make him socks. And remember, we talked about this before, that wool socks, and we're not biased because it's the truth, is they're really good for your feet. They wick away sweat and stinkiness, and they let your feet breathe. They protect your feet and your shoes. Runners are using wool socks. They use them to wick away sweat, and it what do they call those? Performance fabrics have wool in it now, so because it's more natural, it's breathable, it's an all around good thing to have.
Well, okay, so when I first met you, not when I first met you, but we were hanging out and you told me that your feet did stink because you had wool. I was like, what?
Yeah, I am a prolific sock knitter. Well, I was.
You are.
Right now, I'm like way into sweaters, but
our focus has changed. But the fact that you have like a ton of socks, but you were saying that your feet don't stink.
Right.
And apparently, this is a known fact that I didn't know, but if you wear wool socks, your feet won't stink.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So there's the bonus there.
Like you can wear your wool socks like several times.
Right. You don't have to wash them after one wear. And what was the other thing I want to say about that? Oh, try and find a pair of 100% or, you know, I mean, these have what, 10% nylon or whatever they have nylon.
Right.
80-20, right? 80% wool, 20% nylon. Try to find a pair of those at a store you want.
Right.
Good luck.
Yes.
Finding that. Like we even have a place called the Sock Shop in town, and you cannot get 80-20 anymore there. And let alone try to find something with cashmere and wool, like and some nylon, and have it mostly be the animal fiber. It's like half if you're lucky. So you can't just find this, you guys. Like, I mean, which is nice because it's like it's not cheaper to knit. It's not cheaper to sew.
No, it's not.
Which is a bummer because back in the day, that's why people did it, because they didn't have anything else, right? People had these machines because they had no socks. People hand knit because they had no way to get socks. And it also makes me sad that like things like sewing and knitting, it costs more to do it rather than it's beautiful, you do it, you love it, and you save money.
And yeah, it is too bad that it's not.
But the cool thing on that part is that you can't just get this, right?
Right, they're one of a kind.
Well, you can't just get it because even the content, like, and if you did, they would be extremely like expensive.
Yeah, I know. Like that's like when people tell you, "Oh, you could sell your stuff." I'm like, no.
But even if you wanted to get like a pair of cashmere socks,
right?
And I still think you can make cashmere merino socks cheaper than you can buy them.
You mean like merino? Yeah, the MCN, the merino cashmere nylon socks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can make them cheaper. You can buy them. So that's one thing I think you can. Right. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that.
That is your sock machine. Yeah. All right, you guys, that's it for us today. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to put this video of Heather making her sock on her sock machine, her Erlbacher sock machine, at the end of this video, and then I'm going to also separately upload it in a different clip so that you can go to that if you just want to watch that instead of watching this whole thing. So you could just watch it because it's like fun to watch. It really.
Right,
I mean,
and you're gonna.
Me,
it's fun for me to see people do it too.
I mean, I'm like, ooh, look at the pretty colors.
Right, when it starts striping, it's really
fun.
And it's gonna be some in fast motion, so it's not gonna be.
Yes.
Anyways, check it out, you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
on our
like and subscribe to us, and we hope you guys have a nice day, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.